Good morning. We're glad you're watching Morning Express this Tuesday, the 10th of June. It is 7:41 a.m. A beautiful morning indeed. And our person of interest still stuck in traffic, but he tells us he is still making his way here, and so perhaps in the next hour we'll be able to talk to the Member of Parliament from North Imenti. So do stay tuned for that. But we have another exciting interview for you now. Everyone wants to be the best they can be, to fulfill their potential, live out to their fullest potential, and be really the best person they can. And if there's one person who's doing that, at least trying to do that for not only herself but for other women, is my guest this morning with a program that she runs and also a life coach. And Bidali Laimani is my guest this morning, and we thank you for making the time to join us.
Thank you.
So Laimani, I know a few things about you, and which we'll get to talk about. Of course, Labaston Network Trust, which you run, and you had a show in a different network, My Unspoken, and we'll get to talk all about that. But first, talk to us about who is Laimani, for those who may not know you.
Okay. Laimani is first and foremost a God-loving woman, and someone who's so passionate about guiding individuals to overcome their self-defeating patterns in order to live their lives significantly. I'm committed to just helping people to see where are they stuck, where are some of the habits and patterns that keep tripping them, and how can they be able to overcome them and live in the fullest of who they possibly can be.
Yes.
Yeah.
And that, of course, was not always Laimani.
Yes.
That story, to get to that definition or description of yourself, it has been a journey.
Yes.
Talk to us about where it all began for you.
I think it all began, many years ago, being raised to be able to work hard, be in the right jobs, and, looking for it and thinking that that would be it.
Yes.
And getting to a point in my life where it was quite, there was such a sense of emptiness and wondering, is this really it, or what else can we do? Right. And as I started that journey of soul searching and wondering, can there be more, that is where I came about, I started studying a lot about being able to overcome certain beliefs that I had, that I come to believe as my truth, certain beliefs about myself, about life, about men, about work. And I needed to, first and foremost, unlearn all of those in order for me to be able to then learn what the beauty and the significance of life. So it was through my personal journey. And as I discovered these truths, I decided to share them with other women. I just called up a few of my friends and said, you guys, did you know that it's life? When you say life is hard, we come to believe that, and that's therefore, if we have it easy in life, we think there's something wrong with us. So we need to unlearn some of the beliefs that we have. If we say that all men are bad, or all men are beasts, do you know what we're doing to ourselves? We are really treating every man like that, which is not fair on everyone. So I started, that's how I really started, just by sharing what I was learning with other women. And they brought other women, and other women brought other women, and the whole, then Alabaston was then birthed.
Was birthed. And to get to that point where you felt the need to unlearn some things and to bring change into your life, to get to a different, chapter in lifestyle, what was the trigger? What was that about turn? Because for many people, you have moments you're low, you're not happy with your life, you want things to change, but they continue to wallow in their misery. They continue to just, live as they have been living. Nothing really changes, and so things continue to be as they are. For you, what was that trigger that you decided, you know what, this life is this way, I don't like it? What was so bad about how your life was before?
Other than, just the usual disappearing into clubs, clubbing, drinking. I don't think I can say there's a specific, for me it was a process. It was really, there wasn't anything very specific I can point to and say, this happened then. There wasn't that particular defining moment. It was a process. It was just a process of waking up every day and, wondering, is this all there is to life? Going to work that I thought I loved, but at the same time struggling to wake up to go to work, having to peel myself out of bed to get out and go to work. then if it's like going out in the evenings, it became so routine. It was like what we did on a Friday.
Yes.
There was no much joy and excitement about it anymore. It was just what you did. So for me, it was a process rather than that defining moment. I know for some people, maybe they get the defining moment of an illness as a wake-up call. For some people, maybe they lose their jobs and becomes a wake-up call. It's different for different people. For me, it was a process.
It was a process.
Yeah.
And so you come and you're meeting with girlfriends and talking to them about the various changes that are happening in your life, and it becomes exciting, and Alabastron is formed. But you left your job. How was that? You had a very successful job, and then you're coming to talk to women. And what were you thinking about in terms of still sustaining yourself and having a good life?
I think because for me, I'd gotten into self-employment in 2003.
Okay.
I was a management consultant in the area of strategy, attitude change, and motivation. So I was really doing that. And it was as you say, it was very successful.
Yes.
So for me, it was just about realigning my schedule and ensuring that I had time to meet with the women. So I started by meeting women just on Saturdays, Saturday mornings. My church, I go to Mavuno Church.
Okay.
My pastor, Pastor Morithi, gave me the Sunday school classes, what we call the greenhouse classes. Gave me one of the classes and told me we can be meeting here, because he could see how passionate and determined I was. But I had nowhere to meet, so I said, can you give me a place I can meet? And he gave me that. He launched me in that and incubated the whole Alabastron process in that sense. So I would just balance that, and a point reached where now the demands of Alabastron were becoming too much. They were competing now with the consultancy business. And so I sort of just weaned myself out of it in terms of managing the time I was spending. So I would make sure that I took assignments that would not coincide with, let's say, a retreat for Alabastron. And I took assignments that would not take me away on Saturdays. And eventually I just moved on. By 2009, I just moved on full-time to Alabastron.
So what, if you were to explain to someone what this Alabastron is about, what is Alabastron?
Alabastron is a program. I would say it's an organization that equips women to be able to live their life significantly. Simply put, it's an organization that equips women to live their life significantly, and we do this in through different programs. One of the important things one of the important programs that we offer in Alabastron is a program called the Renewing Self program. Now, the Renewing Self program just offers women, every woman, no matter who you are, that opportunity to stop and take an audit of your life. No organization can thrive without stopping to take an audit. And yet, as human beings, we go through our lives without ever stopping to audit, to find out what's working, what's not working, what are my assets, what are my liabilities in terms of my character, my habits, my patterns. What are some of the assets that I have? What are some of the character traits that enhance my well-being? What are some of the habits that trip me? So that program helps people to just stop and take an audit of their lives. And that process takes 3 months, an investment of only 3 hours per week. And by the time you're done with 3 months, you have got such clarity about who you are, what you need to do in different situations. And so that's one of the programs that we offer. The other program that we offer is a program for young girls called the Princessa program. Again, it's about being able to equip girls with value-based programs, about them being able to know, these are my values, these are my boundaries, and this is who I am, and this is what matters to me. This is what will matter in the long run in my life, as opposed to looking at very quick wins and self-gratification now. What do I want my life to look like in the long term? So the Princessa program, we run that at least once a year, and it's amazing when I see a 13-year-old or a 16-year-old girl saying, this is who I am, these are my values, these are my boundaries, and this is where I want to go, and this is what I have to hold on right now, so I can be able to achieve what I want when I'm 25. That's for me is amazing. So, and other than that, we also run programs for corporates, the women in the corporate world. We call them corporates responsibly engaging women. And the intention here is to get women to perform at their optimum, to be the best that they can be at the workplace, and to just again overcome the habits and the patterns that trip them at the workplace, and to create a working environment that are enabling for women to be able to thrive.
Okay.
That's what it's all about.
So I remember one time my girlfriend said, oh, there's this alabastron. Actually, no, so this women's thing.
Women's thing.
They're having an open day. So let's go. And I remember I was like, women thing, yeah, let's go have a listen. So it was an open day. I came with my cousin and a few friends. We listened and registered for alabastron the same day. It was amazing, the stories we heard, you know, from these women. And having been myself part of it and other people, as you said, it gets you to stop and think about, wow, you know, my life and the speed at which it's going, put a stop, pause, rethink, rework. What are some of the testimonies? What are some of the things women say having gone through alabastron?
Maybe we can start with you as we should start with.
Seeing that I'm the interviewer here, I do not want to
okay, right.
But yes, of course, for me, it was a great experience. It is one I went ahead to recommend to very many people. A lovely 3 months. Always looked forward to the meetings, and the guidebook, that was amazing. It was, you know, just it got you thinking, how come I never saw life this way? Or how come I never questioned things? You know, how come I allowed myself to be trapped, you know, into thinking, into this trap that I think women are supposed to be a certain kind, or life works a certain way.
Yeah.
It was an eye-opener.
Awesome.
Huge eye-opener. That's my testimony.
You
Yes.
told it to Kenya. That's good.
Yeah.
Awesome testimonies, just like what you just talked about, Sophia, and there are other people. And I must say that when you started alabastron, men were scared. Men were very afraid. They thought, oh my God, another women empowerment thing. These women will come out of here and we are finished. But as the program went on, they realized that the program was actually to their advantage. It was working for them.
Right.
That a woman who knows herself is very easy to be with, to live with, she becomes a very good friend, because she already has become a friend to herself. So we have testimonies from men. Men have said, since my wife came through alabastron, she's become the woman that I married. She's rediscovered herself. She's much easier to talk. She doesn't take everything so personally anymore. We still have our debates, as opposed to fights. We call them debates, but we now debate fairly.
Yes.
We have fair debate at home. So there's even a man who said alabastron saved his marriage. He said, our marriage was on the verge of breaking up, but alabastron saved my marriage. After my wife went through the process, it really saved our marriage. We have received testimonies from children who say, written letters, who say, thank you for bringing my mom back. Because, you know, I think children watch helplessly as their mothers are changing into someone who's becoming so depressed and so sad, and they don't know how to deal with it.
Right.
They don't know how to react to her, and they don't even know how to help her. But the moment she finds herself and she brings the spark back on, the children are excited. So we have testimonies from children. We have testimonies from the women themselves, who say, now I got promoted at work because I've become more responsible. I'm no longer, I have left the pity party club. You know, in the workplace centers, you have pity party clubs, people who meet to just complain about what's not working.
Everything is wrong.
Everything is wrong.
Yeah.
So I've left that, and I've realized there's a lot I can offer. I've realized what my value is. I've realized what I bring to the table. I'm not embarrassed to negotiate for my self-worth and what it is that I want to express myself and contribute even in meetings, because my self-esteem has become now healthy. I'm reawakened as a woman. People have gone ahead. Some people have gone on to pursue their dreams. They have had this dream for so many years, but they were so much afraid. They were so scared.
Yes.
But now they've gotten the courage to just step out and say, you know what, I'm pursuing the thing that resonates deeply within my heart.
Right.
So those are some of the testimonies that we have received.
That you've received.
Yeah.
And of course our tag, you know, talking about being the best you, and it comes with that, you know, it comes with pursuing what it is that resonates in you, what it is that is your passion, what you're burning is burning within you. It also comes from a place of having the confidence, knowing that I am meant to be here. I'm here doing what I'm meant to do, and I'm going to do it to the best of my ability. But in your opinion, what is it that keeps people tied in bondage, not free to do what it is they could be doing? Because I know esteem, especially if you could talk about that, is a big thing for many women, dealing with issues from body to how they look to work, all manner of issues.
Yeah. I think what hold people back is really their mindsets and what they have believed about themselves, what they have believed about others, and what they have believed about life. And most of it, not all of it, but most of it has got to do with socialization. I'll give you a basic example. Growing up, I would hear comments about being made about wealthy people. And some of the things I heard about wealthy people is that wealthy people are nasty, wealthy people are arrogant. You know,
so bad people.
Wealthy people are bad. And so what mindset did I develop out of that? What did I believe? I believe that being wealthy is bad. So it is better. It's not even something I ever thought about until I went through the process myself, for myself. I didn't even know that was a belief system that's holding me back. But so I thought it was better for you to just play average, to be just okay. That way, no one will hate you, and you won't be bad, and you won't be nasty. But just being able to undo that mindset really liberates you to then begin to pursue the best that you can be. That's an example of a mindset that could hold you back. When it comes to something like your self-esteem, that's much deeper than we can be able to discuss here within the short time that we have. Because self-esteem is about the value that you give to yourself. And think about to esteem is to value. To esteem is it's about your self-worth. It's about holding oneself in high regard. It's about the regard that you give to yourself. And most of us are taught that having a sense of self-esteem is being proud. Unaringa. You know, you're becoming too much. You know, so we have learned how to hold back. So we hold back in our contributions. We hold back in relationships because we are afraid of becoming too much. And that is the same person who will go into the boardroom. They have a fantastic idea, but they'll still hold back because they don't want to become too much.
Okay, I want to take a short break. When we return, I want to touch a little bit about boundaries, because I think those are some of the key lessons I think that are very important in the workplace, whatever it is you are, to keep in mind. And also something you talk about quite a bit, self-sabotage, how we are our worst enemies. While we may look at others, hating on us, we sometimes become our worst enemies. So don't go away. We'll continue with that conversation with Laimani Bidali when we return on Morning Express.